He said, but I'm about to get this money. So he showed me, I said, you about to get that money? He said, yeah, look at this. It had Charli Baltimore, Cameron, Little C's, Little Kim, Junior Mafia, Tracy, I don't know, Tracy Murray?
Tracy Lee.
Tracy Lee and the commission. And I think the contract was for so many years for like 62 million, it comes out to like $62 million. I was like, that's what I said. I was like, damn.
Word on the street is that Charli Baltimore was one of the people Biggie planned to take with him when he was preparing to leave Diddy's Bad Boy Records for a massive $62 million deal. Allegedly, Biggie confided in Charli about his plans and dropped some major bombshells in the process. We're talking serious secrets, including shocking allegations involving Diddy and even his wife at the time, Faith Evans. And this wasn't just casual pillow talk. These were deep confessions, possibly even warnings. Now, with Diddy facing serious legal troubles, Charli is reportedly ready to speak out. According to behind-the-scenes chatter, she's claiming that both Diddy and Faith knew exactly what happened to Biggie, and that's why Faith has been so vocal in defending Diddy when it comes to Biggie's death. If true, these revelations could shake everything we thought we knew about one of hip-hop's greatest tragedies.
What I know is that Puff would never have Big. Puff would never be involved in one of his best friends. That's outside of him being his artist. You know what I'm saying? That was like, you know, their relationship was something that I don't have that relationship with Puff. So, you know, that's never been something that I...
Buckle up, because if the rumors are true, Faith Evans might be going down with Diddy. Here's a little background for context. Biggie and Charli Baltimore's relationship started back in the winter of 1995. It wasn't just romantic. Biggie actually played a big role in launching Charli's music career. The story goes that she once left a rap verse on his voicemail, and he was so impressed that he encouraged her to pursue rap seriously. The rest, as they say, is history.
He said he never met a female that could write the way I could write. But that was always like my, I guess, favorite part of the whole thing was the actual writing. Not so much the rhyming, but the writing. And I think he appreciated that because he was such a prolific writer.
Believe it or not, Biggie once had big plans to form a hip-hop supergroup called The Commission, featuring himself, Charli Baltimore, and Jay-Z. Unfortunately, those plans were tragically cut short by his death in March 1997. But Biggie and Charli's relationship wasn't just professional, it was intense and complicated. Charli has publicly shared that Biggie cheated on her during their time together. She once discovered explicit photos of him with another woman, which led to a heated confrontation and a trashed hotel room. In another moment of jealousy, she even admitted to throwing his jewelry into a pool. Charli has also revealed that Biggie got Faith Evans pregnant while he was still involved with her. According to Charli, Biggie was scared to tell her about the pregnancy, and she only found out through his mother.
Honestly, I think it was his mom that told me. I don't even think it was him. Like, his mom was, telling him, you need to tell her what's going on. And, and I guess he was kind of scared to tell me. And if I'm not mistaken, it was her that told me. And I was just kind of like, in shock. I mean, we would have moments in our relationship where we would break up for short periods of time. I think the longest was maybe a month, 2 months. But, we definitely would have our little spats and go into our on again, off again stage. So I think the way he tried to explain it was, it happened during one of our on again, off again situations.
While they were together, Biggie reportedly confided a lot in Charli Baltimore, including his plans to leave Bad Boy Records and take her with him to a new label. According to Charli, Biggie was deeply afraid for his life because of the bold move he was planning. These are the kinds of revelations Charli is allegedly starting to speak on now. But what's even more shocking? The word on the street is that Faith Evans might have had some involvement in Biggie's death. It's a serious allegation, and one that raises even more eyebrows when you consider Faith's past comments. When she was asked about the rumors connecting Diddy to Biggie's murder, Faith strongly defended him. She claimed their bond was so tight that she never had that kind of relationship with Biggie himself. According to her, there was no possible way to connect Diddy or anyone close to him to the tragic events that led to Biggie's death. But now, with these new claims surfacing, people are starting to question everything.
I know without a doubt that if that's the case, then we would have sued Puff a long time ago.
Right.
If we felt that way. You don't think they haven't tried to get us to do that?
Yeah, I watched
I'm
the
just
episode
saying,
with
you know,
him.
in real life, but we know better.
Let's be real. Something about Faith Evans' stance on Biggie and Diddy just doesn't add up. Ask yourself this: why is Faith the only one insisting that Biggie and Diddy had a great relationship when nearly everyone else from that era is saying the opposite? Why defend Diddy so passionately when the streets, and even people close to Biggie, are suggesting he may have been involved in Biggie's death? This brings us to that bombshell Rolling Stone article that dropped after a 6-month investigation. It spilled serious tea about Biggie's final days. Multiple sources confirmed that Biggie was planning to leave Bad Boy Records and was actively negotiating to get his publishing rights back. One notable voice in the piece was Monique Bunn, a well-known hip-hop photographer, who outright said Biggie was preparing to walk away from Diddy. And what happened after Biggie's death? According to several people interviewed, Diddy didn't pause to grieve. Instead, he immediately shifted focus to marketing and sales of life after death. It was all about numbers and hype. Apparently, Diddy was so focused on controlling Biggie's legacy that he even tried to steal his shine. Here's where it gets wild. Kirk Burroughs, a former Bad Boy executive, shared that Rolling Stone offered a feature to highlight Biggie's legacy, but Diddy shut it down. Kirk said he urged Diddy to go with Biggie for the cover, saying, "You'll still get your chance." But Diddy replied, "No, he's dead. I'm putting out my debut album, No Way Out, in July. I need to be on that cover." And that's exactly what happened. Diddy landed the 1997 cover of Rolling Stone, titled Puff Daddy, the new king of hip-hop, with Big tattooed across his chest. The audacity, right? But it gets worse. 2 years later, Diddy did another interview with Rolling Stone and basically admitted that Biggie's death made him millions. He said, "I think his passing added to the fame." Reportedly, at least 2 million of the nearly 5 million copies sold of No Way Out were directly linked to Biggie's death. And the jealousy? It wasn't just about the fame. Kirk Burroughs also claimed that Diddy was envious of Biggie's friendship with Tupac before their feud. Apparently, Diddy wanted to be friends with Pac, but Tupac didn't respect him and wanted no part of it. According to Kirk, Diddy was the one who instigated the East Coast versus West Coast beef and pushed Biggie to drop diss tracks like Who Shot Ye in 1995, knowing full well it would be seen as a jab at Tupac. Now, let's not forget Biggie's mother, Voletta Wallace. She's been vocal for years about her belief that foul play was involved in her son's death, and that the truth has been buried. In her 2005 book, Biggie, Voletta Wallace remembers her son, Christopher. She wrote, "The truth is Christopher accepted the illusion of a friend and mentor for about $25,000. It was enough money to make my son believe Puffy was ready to do anything for him. It was enough to buy blind love and loyalty." Voletta also claimed that the LAPD knows exactly who's responsible, but has refused to act, implying there's been a cover-up to protect certain individuals. In an emotional interview with Daily Mail, she shared how the pain of Biggie's death still haunts her family. "Any mother who has lost a child knows the devastation I feel," she said. "It's the worst pain in the world. There's no closure for me until that person is behind bars." She also participated in the film City of Lies, which exposes the LAPD's alleged corruption and mishandling of the case. She said she did it not only to honor Biggie's legacy, but to keep the pressure on for justice, especially for those like Russell Poole, the LAPD detective who died while investigating the case. In another interview with Entertainment Weekly, Voletta said, "As long as I have life, there's hope. I'll never give up. And I hope when I'm not in this world anymore, my friends and family will carry on the fight." Now, if you read between the lines, it sounds like she was pointing the finger at Diddy. So again, why is Faith Evans the only one singing a different tune? Well, according to Charli Baltimore, Biggie's former girlfriend, Faith knows exactly what happened. And not only that, Charli reportedly believes Faith also knows how Diddy was involved. If you've been following closely, Charli has been hinting at these truths for a while now, and with everything happening around Diddy today, it looks like she's getting ready to spill even more. So, what do you think? Is Faith Evans hiding something? Is she defending Diddy because she's complicit, or because she's scared? Let me know in the comments below.